Hi everyone, Dimitri here. A quick word before starting the episode. What you're about to hear is our first of hopefully many podcasts directed by Nick. You'll notice two things. First, I'm a bit harder to control than he is when the tables are turned, especially regarding coarse language, mea culpa. The second is a slight shift in tone, which I want to address. If we seem more aggressive than usual, please understand that we're just playing parts to liven the show. Our intention was never to condescend to anyone using language differently. In fact, I can tell you right now, I regularly use two of Nick's pet peeves that he mentions in the podcast. So again, if we're coming off offensive in any way, please assume that we're meant to be the butt of the joke. We're being deliberately fussy. It's all part of the fun. So enjoy. Hey everybody, it's the Dreamer's Edge podcast featuring
Nicholas. I do research in astrophysics.
And I'm Dimitri, webmaster of thedreamersedge.com and movie critic. And today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're not going to talk about movies, which is why my mentioning movie critic is completely superfluous.
We're going to talk about expressions that annoy the hell out of us.
Yes!
Top 10.
Which we did order.
No. They just at random, they annoy us, depending on how often we've heard them recently. So, you want to give it a start?
Actually, I thought you were going to talk about the contest before we do.
Oh, yes. Contest.
And the contest rules are...
You will hear, after this, the expressions that really annoy us, that piss us off. So write a comment, a poem, an essay, whatever, and use as many of the expressions as you can. And whoever uses the most and writes the most coherent text wins.
Yes, and I want to point out, none of the, here are expressions that bug me, colon, comma, comma, comma. None of that, it actually has to be in the context of a coherent narrative.
Yes. So no cheating is what we're saying, basically.
Yes. No little loophole. This
Yes.
is not law school.
Exactly. And the prize is, we will review a movie of your choice in podcast form.
Yes, one of our patented audio reviews.
Yes. So as horrible a movie or as great a movie you want, we will review it.
Yeah. We won't sing like we did for Google Girl.
No, because that was painful.
That was a lot of pain, and it's because we lost half our choir is what happened. It's it was supposed to be Chris, Frank, and Eric, and Pio, and Nick. It's it was supposed to be a big bunch of people, and it's even Kazim was going to be in on the act. And it's everybody went yeah, I can't make it all of a sudden. It was just real. It's we were just three going oh crap, do you have a piano? Yeah, all right, let's go. All right, so let's get started, yeah?
All right. My first one, people who use literally all the time when they don't mean literally.
Yeah, they usually mean extremely.
Extremely or figuratively. It's a hard word to say. But you're watching football and you hear commentators say, oh, he literally ripped his head off. No, he didn't. His head is still attached.
I don't think they mean figuratively. I really think they mean really, really.
He really, really ripped his head off?
That's what they mean. It's oh wow, that was really powerful. He really, really ripped his head off on that one.
I think he means he almost ripped his head off, but, literally, as in, it was very violent, but that's not what literally means. And they keep using it all the time. It's it's just, people need to stop using that word, period.
No, I agree. It's Peo's top pet peeve as well, when people use literally. Yeah, it reminds me of one that's not on my list, but people use virtually to mean almost reality. And it's no, it doesn't mean almost real. It means not real at all.
Yeah, right. So, let's just keep literally as the word to use in the essay.
Yeah. And bonus points if you use virtually, but you're only required to use literally.
Yeah.
Literally. All right, I guess it's my turn.
Yeah.
One expression that I literally hate is...
I hate you.
No, I literally hate it.
Yeah. It doesn't mean you have to use the word.
Is amaze balls. This is a recent one. It's mostly hipster circles. I'm pretty sure it started off in LA.
Amaze balls. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it means amazing, but instead of saying amazing, you're like you're acting like a Juno character, and you're suddenly going like, "Oh, it's amaze balls," and you're like, "Yeah,
Why?
shut up."
What about balls makes the expression better?
But it's just different, and balls has this sort of quasi vulgar quality to it, which makes it hipster cool. And then it's really sort of this way of talking like a Juno character. And Juno was great. I love Juno. And I love the way these characters talk, but like you're taking it to the next level where it's just getting obnoxious. It's like you're trying too hard. And that's what I hate about this expression. Yeah. And one more thing about it. If you're a girl using this expression, you're trying too hard. If you're a guy using the expression, you're uber gay.
All right.
I'm just saying. I mean, like, you can be gay and have the good sense of not using it, but if you're a straight guy and you're using amaze balls, you might consider the cock. I'm just saying.
All right, for all those amazing balls users, you've been you've been notified. All right, the second expression I hate. There's no I in team. I cannot stand people using that, and it's used a lot when we're working in groups in astronomy and we're trying to do stuff. And I should do this, and I should we should work as a team. There's no I in team. Well, there's no you in team either. If you keep talking like that, seriously.
Yeah, you're right. It is a weird expression because it's sort of like, yeah, there's no I in team. It's like, well, yeah, team has 4 letters. There's 22 letters that are not in it.
And there's no I in team, but you're talking about you having said it. So there's no I. Are you talking about yourself not wanting to be in the team? What does that mean exactly?
Yeah, that's true.
It's a ridiculous expression. Nobody should use it.
There's no B in team. There's no C in team. There's no D in team. There's no F in team. Yeah.
There's no F in team. That's a good one.
There's no F in team. It's like, I know how to spell. Oh, thank you. Go away. I don't want you in my team. It's like, the letter U or me? No, stop it. Yeah, I do hate that expression. Let's agree to disagree. I cannot stand that when people say that because it speaks to your state of mind. If you need to agree to disagree instead of just disagreeing, then it's because you're a sort of jackass who can't stand it when other people disagree with you, so you have to transform it into a sort of agreement for your feeble little mind to accept that there might be more than one opinion in this goddamn world.
There's more than one opinion in this world? Yeah, it's a pretty bad expression. It just sounds clever, I guess, so...
It's just trying to make peace in a situation where there shouldn't be conflict. That's what bugs me about it. Yeah. It's like, well, I guess we'll have to agree to disagree. I just diffuse the conflict. It's like, a disagreement is not a conflict. Why did you... That's like sending UN peacemakers in Sherbrooke, Quebec.
Yeah.
What are you doing here? I was like, we're maintaining the peace. Aren't you happy? I was like, we weren't doing anything.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a stupid expression. Another one I hate. You're filling in the form. First thing, okay, name. Okay, you're writing your name. And then they ask gender. Male or female. That's not a gender. That's your sex. Gender is something used in grammar in certain languages because objects are either, I guess, masculine or feminine.
Or neutral.
Or neutral. That's a gender. People don't have genders. They have sex. Okay? And it's all this whole PC thing that we can't use sex because that word is nasty, so we're going to use gender instead. It's completely wrong. And
I wouldn't say it's PC, though.
Huh?
I wouldn't say it's PC. It's not political correctness. Nobody's actually offended. Like, you're not offending a minority by using the word sex. It's just that people get really...
Prudes.
Yeah, exactly. It's prude.
I guess, yeah. But it's just... It's not gender. It's completely wrong. And it's really stupid. And it's kind of insulting because I'm not a chair. All right?
I don't know. I bend you over on 4 and I ram into you all the time. Ah! Yeah. It's a gay joke.
So yeah. Maybe it's just me, but it's stupid.
Yeah, no, I know. It's like, oh, sex is such a scary word. Oh, yeah. I don't understand that about North American culture. I mean, in Canada, we're a little bit more open to that. And I don't mean that in, we're better than Americans. That's just a statement of fact. Yeah. We had a movie called Young People Fucking, and we called it Young People Fucking. And it was on every bus stop, and nobody cared. That's just Canadian culture. But yeah, it bugs me. It's just like, sex is not a dirty word.
No. The act of sex may be dirty, but sex is just a word.
Yeah, it's just when we do it.
Oh, God.
Mortgage.
But yeah, I don't know. I corrected, and apparently I'm a grammar Nazi every time I say, no, it's my, oh, you grammar Nazi, and whatever. There's a difference between both of them. Know the difference, use it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That leads me to mine, actually. Nazi used for somebody being strict. Like a secret Nazi, a soup Nazi, whatever Nazi. Because I hate it when people do that, because it implies that the worst thing that Nazis ever did is tell people what to do. No, the first thing that Nazis ever did is put Jews and gypsies in ovens.
Yeah. Okay.
So, like, a cigarette Nazi would actually be a cigarette that hates all brown cigarettes and considers itself the superior cigarette and starts burning off all the other cigarettes. That's what a cigarette Nazi is.
So what would a grammar Nazi be? It's a form of grammar that's so superior to other grammars it buries them.
Exactly. It's a verb tense that, like, what? I'm past perfect. You're past imperfect. I'm gonna burn you. Like that's a grammar Nazi.
Yeah, it's true.
It's so disrespectful.
Yes, it is.
I have a friend who uses that expression in front of her kid, and it drives me nuts. And I keep telling her, because we have a good relationship, and I go, like, stop doing that. Like, because your kid doesn't know what a Nazi is. Because she calls her kid, like, something Nazi. I don't remember what.
Yeah.
It's like, and in sort of an endearing way, because obviously she's talking to her kid, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, your kid's going to go to school. I'm a Nazi. All proud. That might lead to some problems.
Yeah.
And she goes like, oh, well, it's just used that way now. It's like, no, it's not. It's only used that way by morons.
Yeah.
I actually say that because I don't respect my friends. And you know what she says to me? She says, oh, well, blame Seinfeld. Because Seinfeld had that soup Nazi episode where they call the guy the soup Nazi. And they're Jewish. If they do it, we can do it. And it's like, well, first of all, the whole point of that Seinfeld episode is the same point of every Seinfeld episode. It's, look how insensitive and insane these people are.
Yeah.
Whenever Seinfeld and his friends do something, that's usually a sign that you should not do it yourself.
Yes.
And the whole joke, the entire episode, like the only reason why the episode is funny is because they're calling the guy a Nazi over something as idiotically trivial as soup.
Yeah.
That's the joke.
And the joke is even more that the guy is actually pretty nice. Yeah. It's just Elaine screws his life, so that's the whole joke of it. He's not the bad guy. They are. And it's just...
And that's always a joke in Seinfeld. Like, I don't understand how you can watch Seinfeld and not understand that. Yeah. 9 times out of 10, the cast of Seinfeld are the jerks.
Yeah. All right. Next. As a scientist, it annoys me when people try and seem smart and they argue that, like, time is the 4th dimension. Like, no, it doesn't work that way. Time is not the 4th dimension, nor will it ever be. If you want to go really scientist about it, space-time, yeah, in relativity is, the 4th dimension. But every time I see time as the 4th dimension, no, time is not the 4th dimension. Just drop it. If you don't understand relativity, just quit it altogether. Time is not a dimension.
What really bugs me, though, is that they get attached to the number 4. It's like they don't understand that these numbers are just arbitrary, It's not like, first dimension is horizontal line, second dimension vertical line, and then third dimension depth. It's like you realize if you just spin around, then suddenly all of those are renumbered,
Yeah, yeah.
It's like they're not set numbers because I worked on a book which was about a 4th spatial dimension, and it's a book. It's a novella. It's a nice horror novella. You can find it in some bookstore somewhere. It stopped being published.
Yeah.
It's a good story. Nobody bought it. But anyway, and I would consult some of my friends who are scientists and whatever. And they would go like, but time is the 4th dimension. It would be a 5th one. It's like, it's just a fucking number, you idiot.
Yeah.
It's like, just bump it, Yeah. It's like...
Time gets bumped to the 5th dimension. You have the 4th spatial dimension. That's perfectly fine. I mean... If people want to argue the merits of space-time versus time, as in relativity, just leave a comment at the podcast. I'll be happy to discuss relativity with you. It's one of my favorite topics. But when people just say, oh, time is the 4th dimension. No, it's not. It's really not.
Oh, man, I wish you were there when we watched Source Code, because I would have loved to review that with you.
I might just watch it and we can do a podcast.
Yeah, it's about quantum entanglement and...
Oh, wow. I get really finicky about science in movies.
You know, I would have been really funny because it's so central to the concept of the movie. I would have been really amused to see that. Yeah, moving away from time. One expression that always makes me laugh and always makes me groan, rather, is "I'm not a racist, but." It's like whenever you say that, look, if you ever find yourself saying that, be 100% sure that whatever the hell's going to come out of your mouth next is going to be racist. All right?
Yeah. I'm not a racist, but I'm going to say something extremely racist afterwards.
Yeah. It's like, if you need to justify that, it's probably because it's racist.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because I've never heard anyone say, I'm not a racist, but, man, that orange juice sure is good.
That's true. I've heard that expression a lot, and every time it comes out, it's like something racist comes out afterwards.
It's a level of denial that sentence sort of indicates in that person. Where it's like, it's one thing if you're racist. Look, for example, McCain, not a big fan of gooks.
Yeah.
I'm Asian, it's my word, I get to use it. And you know what, look, with his experiences in Vietnam, you sort of like vets get a pass for this sort of thing sometimes. He's been tortured.
Yeah, he was tortured. So if you don't like the people that tortured you, okay.
You know, it is still a generalization, and certainly as a head of state, which he was trying to do, that might not be a quality that you want in your head of state. That's fine. Yeah. But as a person, it's the sort of thing where it's like, when you're a vet and you're tortured, and that happens to you, I can forgive you. But the thing with McCain is that I can forgive him because he's clearly a racist, and he's not really hiding it at that point. But if he had said, like, I'm not a racist, but those effing gooks, I'd have been like, you know what? F you.
Yeah. Yep, I agree.
It's the hypocrisy, and it's also, it adds to the racism, because you're saying hating these people doesn't even qualify as racism because it's so implicit that you get to hate them. And that makes it even worse.
Yeah, I mean, it's the time I've heard it, it's like, I'm not racist, I just don't like black people. You know, like, that's the definition of racism.
Yeah, but that's it. And it's implying that, hating black people is not really racism because everybody hates black people, and that doesn't count. And it's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, it's a horrible expression. Mm. Very bad. Mine's not as bad. It's something I see a lot. There's one thing. I'm not saying I condone it, but I hate the term homophobe. If you don't like gays, you're a homophobe. That's not homophobe. Phobe means fear. Why is homophobe the term for people who don't like gays? I'm not saying that hating gays is right, okay, but the term for it, homophobe, is completely stupid. You don't call people raceophobes because they hate a certain race. So why homophobe all of a sudden? Well, you couldn't find a better word for it. It has nothing to do with fear. Why do you add fear with hating all of a sudden? It's just a weird mix that doesn't make sense to me.
In fairness, people are afraid of homosexuality. Because that's the other thing about homophobe. Homophobe is somebody who hates homosexuals, but like literally the term would actually be somebody who fears homosexuality, not homosexuals.
Yeah.
But actually, homophobe would actually be the fear of somebody who's like you.
What the hell?
That's true, isn't it?
I guess it is. Homophobe. I thought you meant like me, like myself. I was like, oh, you're an ass.
What? Oh, you thought I was calling you gay as an insult because you consider being gay an insult.
Totally.
I think we learned a little bit about you today.
Yes. But yeah, homophobe is fear of somebody that's like you.
Yeah.
You're right. So the term doesn't even make sense. It's a stupid word. You need to change it. It doesn't work. Oh, well, they don't like them because they fear them. No, they don't like them because they don't like them. Period.
Well, they do. Well, in fairness, they do fear homosexuality. It's sort of like people don't fear Asians unless you know kung fu. And, you're okay. But they do fear homosexuals. Like they're afraid of homosexuality. Rather, they're afraid of catching the gay.
Yeah, I guess. Because the gay is very catchable.
Yeah, no, the gay is contagious. But,
yes,
but that's how people react. That's how homophobes react. Like, oh my god, like this advertisement of this little kid like with pink toenails. There was like, oh, they're encouraging alternate lifestyle. Oh, kids are gonna catch the gay. That's how people react. It's
still a stupid expression.
Oh yeah, because it means fear of people like you.
Yeah, it should be homosexual phobia. Or homophobe doesn't work.
It should be gay and lesbianophobia.
Yes. Exactly. Use gays and lesbians.
That doesn't work either, because women can be gay. That's like seeing people and women.
Really? What's the term for only male, then? Is there a term for only male?
No.
Okay. That's not fair, then. The females have their own terms.
Yeah, you know why they have their own terms?
No?
Because it's hot.
I guess.
Offensive lesbian jokes. Da, 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 da.
I don't know. It's a stupid word. I don't like it. Should find a better one. It annoys me. And your last one?
Period of time.
Okay.
A period is always of time. Period is fine. Stop saying period of time. It's not a period of bananas. I know that.
A period of space? It's bad. I didn't know. I didn't realize that. That was like, too much. It didn't bother me because, again, I'm not that big of a writer. But I guess, yeah, it's true. Period of time. A period is always of time.
Yeah, it was a strange period of time for us. Isn't it? I'm like listening to that and going like, yes, as opposed to a period of oranges. It was a strange period of oranges.
We kept getting these oranges in the mail, and they were very, very odd shaped. So it was a strange period of oranges.
It's like time or period. Use one or the other. It's fine. They're both good. Like what? Overkill. It was the best period of time. It was the worst period of time. It's like no cadence. Damn it. And that was from what book?
Don't know.
Tale of Two Cities.
Okay, I don't read. I wait until it's a movie.
There's an American politician who said it was the best of time, worst of times, and attributed it to War and Peace, and that made me laugh so much.
Wow.
Tale of Two Cities. First line, buddy. First freaking line.
And Call Me Ishmael is from Lord of the Rings.
There you go. I just found the other one that bugs me.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah? Okay.
Do a number 11 since you found another one.
Yeah, alright. Native Canadian.
Oh my god, that's horrible.
I hate that. I so hate that. And it came from people correcting me. That's what bugs me. Because I use the term Native American.
Yeah.
I try to refer to people by their name, obviously. When I'm referring to a group of people, when it comes to Native Americans, I try to be specific about the tribe.
Yeah, that's what they want anyway.
Well, yeah, because that's their community, But when I don't know, I say Native American.
Yeah.
And then there's always some jackass who corrects me, Native Canadian. And I'm looking at him going like, no, Native American as they're native of the American continent, not native of this country that was created hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years after they were there.
Yeah.
And what do you do with the reservations that are just right at the border, or like in between two countries at the border? Like when they cross the street over, they're suddenly Native Americans. When they cross back, they're suddenly Native Canadians. Like it's such a stupid freaking word.
Native Canado-Americans.
Native Canado-Americans.
Yes.
I hate it when people correct me. Like it's always Canadians, obviously. Americans are not going to correct me on that. Canadians who always correct me, it's like, oh, Native Canadians. It's like, if Canada is important. It's like, well, not for the First Nations. They're not, you jackass. That's the whole point.
Exactly. They were there before, you know. So they don't care about Canada, really.
No, they don't care about Canada or the United States. They're referring to the American continent.
Yeah. So I guess you can have 11, so we can alter the contest. Now you have to also include Native Canadian. So write a comment or an essay, a song, anything you want in the comment section, using as many of those expressions as you can. And whoever uses the most in the most coherent text wins. And what do they win, Dimitri?
Well, if you include as well a movie that you'd like us to review, we'll do that through the audio review. I probably won't write one because then Nick won't get to participate. And this is your contest.
Hey, I can write two.
Well, let's not forget your first collaboration to the Dreamer's Edge is actually a written piece.
That's a good point. But yeah, so anything you can write and make it good, and we'll announce the winner soon.
Exactly. If you don't make it good, we'll just shun you.
Yes.
Well, please, you can either mail us at mail@thedreamersedge.com, or you can post it in the comments page at thedreamersedge.com/multimedia, and just click on this episode and post your comment there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also if you want to share with us some of your pet peeves.
Oh yeah, we'd like to hear those, because those are always fun.
And after this episode, like this was sort of our little transition break episode, we're going to start the summer of Don't F with the original. And you know what? I've been swearing all episode long. Yeah. Don't fuck with the original summer, where we're going to talk about originals and remakes and discuss that throughout the entire summer. And we're going to review a whole bunch of original movies that have been remade. So if you want to email us or comment to us at any original movie you want us to review throughout the summer, now's the time. Yeah. I realize that that sort of bypasses the point of the contest, since the prize is that we're going to review a movie for you.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be an original.
Yeah.
So you can make us watch anything from The Room to Troy.
Yes.
These are the two movies Nick absolutely wants to review, by the way. I still refuse to sit again through Troy, so we've been having this ongoing debate about that. It's like, I really want to do Troy. It's like, I'm not watching this again.
Well, if the contest winner says Troy, you're going to have to.
You're going to have a bunch of puppet identities trying out, aren't you?
Maybe.
Anyway, that's it for us. Talk to you next time, people.
See you next time.